All right, good evening, everybody. This is the second test of this new hardware, software, and interface configuration that we're still feeling out. So thank you for joining us for this experiment. I'm actually going to, there's going to be a lot of behind the scenes content here, so if you're watching this live, if you want the actual substance of today's discussion, maybe check back in another 10 minutes. If you're watching this after the fact, I'll try to put timestamps in the description, but this is some behind the scenes, live action, sort of self-conscious Truman Show style gonzo journalism. I don't know how many words I can throw at this at once, but either bear with me or skip ahead. I'm going to pause the audio for a second while I fiddle with a couple things. test 1, 2, 3. All right, and now we're live again on YouTube. I don't like the way we're framed in the shot, but I can't change it without getting up. All right, then we're gonna say that's good. Okay.
Am I supposed to look at you? Am I supposed to look at the camera?
What is it they say on Full House? What's the
Wake up, San Francisco. I'm Danny Tanner, and I'm Rebecca Donaldson.
It says something else. Okay, I'll work at that later. Okay. Wait, I'm Danny Tanner. You're not Danny Tanner.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, so this is our second attempt at live streaming. Now, I know for a fact, before I say it out loud, let me double check. Yes, I know for a fact that this is going out over the air.
All right.
On YouTube and on Instagram. I don't know if we will forever do both things. The idea, I'm explaining it to Kristen and to everybody listening at home. So the idea is we're going to start a new rhythm in addition to our twice a month full-length podcast format, which is also put out over YouTube as a video. In addition to that, we're going to start up a new weekly rhythm. Because as listeners of the A Reckoning podcast, episode will know, we've recommitted ourselves to moving the ball forward on some of our household operations.
Right.
And so in the spirit of Benjamin Franklin, we are going to each week pick one thing to focus on. Instead of having 10 plates we're trying to start spinning simultaneously, we'll pick one thing at a time.
Right.
And so Sunday night, here in our kitchen, we will invite our closest friends to join us to talk about, like, what are we going to accomplish this week? And then throughout the week, our updates will just be like a, handheld selfie phone style Instagram post.
Okay.
It will not appear on YouTube. So YouTube will really be like our longer form, more substantive stuff. Instagram's going to be our venue, our channel for the Truman Show, the behind the scenes, the day in the life content. Did I say anything wrong, or is there anything you think is useful to add?
No.
Do you think you'll always be this tired on Sunday night? Do you think that power nap you took 30 minutes ago was a mistake?
Yeah, just to be clear, I woke up 4 minutes ago. Because it takes a really long time to set up the cameras, and I fell asleep on the couch reading a book.
Kristen would not make a good sentry in the military. Like, stand this post. You're like, is it going to be more than 15 minutes?
I'm tired. Also, now my nose is like oddly runny. So
now the other segment that we've already gotten massive positive feedback about.
Wow.
Which
still is. So.
Yeah, that's fine. It's to share. We're going to call it, Have You Read It? Or, Have You Read It? I'm not sure which thing to emphasize.
I think, Have You Read It?
Have you read it? Okay, it's getting worse. So,
like, have you read it?
So last Have You Read It was about love. No, the last one. No, that's the new one. The last one was about. Well, we might save it. No, what was the last one about?
It was about, can you have a platonic friend?
Yes. So now, just proof of concept. I'm going to show you. This is what I just tried to figure out how to do. Is I can now display a PowerPoint slide streaming to YouTube. Instagram's not going to be able to get any of this. I cannot push it to. Oh, hi, Joanna. So I can't push the PowerPoint and that kind of stuff that's displayed on the computer to Instagram. So people who want the visual aids, they have to tune in on YouTube. Okay, good. What else was I going to say about that? Is there anything else you want to say about that?
No.
I know you have nothing. I'm just trying to draw you into the conversation.
Like, are you going to banter with me at all, or is this just going to be me?
We're just here to get the lighting.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So we're going to have a Sunday live stream. We're going to do Have You Read It? Which, by the way, and I'll create a banner to this effect, but don't forget to join us on Reddit at r/household_management to be part of these discussions. Because all the good stuff I repost to the household management subreddit for commentary. Oh, yeah. So here's your newsletter. We're starting a live stream thing. This is our thing now. We do live streams. Kristen's really excited about it.
I was also scrolling Instagram before bed, and then I got pulled into our kitchen recording studio.
Hey, I don't know if you got the notification, but there's a live stream going on. I've been holding off. I've been stalling for 15 minutes. Can you wake up now?
Yeah.
Yeah, very good, very good. So, again, this is all beta, but we are our first thing that we're going to try to tackle in this new weekly Benjamin Franklin focus system is our long-standing goal to right size. We have to purge a bunch of stuff. We have too many things. They either need to go to Goodwill or in the trash.
Side note, just found out today, Goodwill not accepting donations anymore.
Okay, so we have twice as much stuff that needs to go in the trash.
Yeah, I know I have a good list of places that are accepting donations, but there was a local mom that was basically like, I drove around to 7 Goodwills, I couldn't find anything, and then a bunch of people judged her because Goodwill apparently doesn't takes too much money off the top. So this poor mom who was just trying to
takes too much money off the top.
Do
I thought it was a charitable.
Yeah, but
nonprofit.
There's word out there that Goodwill is actually
we don't know anything.
I don't know anything.
We have not independently corroborated any of this.
No.
People are saying.
Right. People on my mom's Facebook group, after shaming this mom who was just trying to nicely donate things, were like, well, why didn't you go to this place? She's like, so anyway, but I made a list.
We are not making litigious statements about
per gun. I just want the stuff out of my house, and I want it to go somewhere that it's needed.
Awesome, good talk. Okay.
Are you like my lawyer?
Yeah, I'm like, plead the fifth. Plead the fifth. You're done. You're done talking about that. Okay, so we went deep dive back in season 1, week 11, about storage and tidiness, not cleanliness, but that was our tidy. We want a tidy house. Yes. Everything has a home.
Right.
And this is just a refresher. We're not going to rehash all this content, but if you go back to week 11, we talked about the Feng Shui book. Mm-hmm. We talked about theology of home. Mm-hmm. We talked about the home edit, and a few other sort of contemporary leading voices in minimalism, or at least streamlining your life. Mm-hmm. Some of the top themes were reasons you feel like you have too much clutter. And we said all these applied to us. We don't have enough storage. We have too many things. And our storage system doesn't fit our actual life. We have things in places that is not where we need it when we need it. So we have to go upstairs to get socks instead of keeping socks downstairs. Although we have shoes downstairs. But, different things like that where it's clunky to get the stuff we need. Whether it's because it's too deep in the basement and there's too many boxes in front of that thing or whatever. But
I'm just laughing because I just feel like with that perspective, it's well, then we should just live in a 1-floor house where everything's right there. Because
that would help. Yeah,
we're well, also, when we have to get dressed, it means we have to go back upstairs. So maybe we should just keep all our clothes downstairs.
Or just always wear,
Let's just be clear. This whole, we don't have enough space thing was just my way of being let's get a bigger house. But now we're going to purge things. So... Almost a win.
There was a lot of... I just re-listened to the week 11 episode today in preparation for this, and you did say many times that we need a bigger house, which we don't, but anyway. Okay, so those are all external reasons, environmental reasons that you might have a sense of clutter. Okay. Then they talk about internal reasons. One, you have a just-in-case mentality. Mm-hmm. Maybe I'll need an extra co-sleeper or whatever. And we talked about how we had too much of, duplicate things, that kind of stuff. And then some stuff you keep because you have a past association. You're it reminds you of a time or something.
It's an heirloom that somebody, or not even an heirloom, but it's just here's the thing that somebody that you loved owned. Yeah. And now how could you ever get rid of it? Right.
And then which segues into guilt. Some people feel oh, this was a gift to me, and I'll feel bad. Yeah. Okay. So we talked through all those things that make people feel clutter,
Mm-hmm.
which is this, your subjective sense of clutter, which is not necessarily your object. Like people have a different threshold of what clutter means to them, or like how it causes them stress. All right, good. And then in terms of executing on the plan, a couple things I noted from our week 11 season 1 episode is you have to clear the whole path. You can't like say, rather than saying, I'm going to go through my whole house and fill a box of things that need to go to donations, and then let that box sit for a week. It's like, no, do a small space, pick a room, or whatever, have the box of donations, have the box of trash, have the whatever. You fill those boxes in that day. Everything from that smaller space, you execute all the drills. Yeah. Because what happens if you don't, Kristen? Do you want to share what happens if you just fill boxes and then leave them? Which camera? Am I looking at here? Am I looking at here? No, so I think the way it should work is we should default to looking at there. Yeah.
Side note, Joanna, I wish these live streams could happen prior to my bedtime, so I'm with you.
If you can get our kids to go to sleep at 6, yeah.
Anyway, so here's a little lesson as to why you should get rid of the things immediately, because I did a really nice purge of my kid's bedroom, and I pulled
like 3
out
times.
I pulled out okay, we've got 100 stuffies, and they won't notice some of them being gone, so I phase them out, and then I keep them for a little while, because I'm like, well, what about if they ask for them? Because sometimes they'll ask where's that thing, and I'm like, oh gosh, I don't want them to, and I know people are gonna say, get your kid involved in doing it.
We haven't found.
God bless you if you're able to do that. But my kids, no matter how much I try to teach them to be selfless, that it would what about for someone who doesn't have it? They have these emotional attachments to everything, and so we're still working on that. Bottom line is, I had this box of stuff, and I finally figured, I was like, okay, I brought it to my room, I covered it up, and it's been sitting there for a little while because I'm like, well, I'm going to sell some of these things. So 2 days ago, I went into my bedroom, and my daughter had set up a picnic/clubhouse with all of the stuff that I was intending to give away. She was
very excited about it.
So excited about it all. A puppet show thing that, literally, I think from Target, $5, we have not used it in 2 years. We got it for Easter 2 years ago. I think we haven't used it in a year.
Everybody's taken several turns giving puppet shows recently.
We're a house full of puppet shows this week. So one, a testament to the whole, you should have different bins and swap out toys, because it'll make your kids,
appreciate the things more.
Well, and it's, a new thing again. Yeah. But the flip side is, get that stuff out of your house, because now I'm back at first of all, I'm back at the starting point, because some of that stuff's now been integrated back in with their other toys, and they're going to recognize if it's gone. So it's going to be a fun week.
Yeah, so, not to get down on ourselves too much, I did make a couple notes of progress we have made, because as you emphasized back in our Reckoning episode,
thank you.
We have made some progress. Yes. It's not as if we've been at a total standstill.
Right.
We just haven't gotten as far. We had a vision.
Right.
We have not actualized that vision. We've made progress toward that vision, though.
Correct.
So 2 things I want to pat ourselves on the back for is behind us. This used to be a clutter, trap.
Yeah.
Just had tons of stuff, and you have very successfully converted it into a workspace. Yeah. So now there's a little docking station and a printer and a little stationary office supply deal.
Let me tell you though, that takes upkeep, because that space is where all of our stuff ends up, and I'm constantly no, I just fixed this, putting it back.
Yeah, and so again, this goes back to the using our space and getting used to things having a home and where we place things corresponding to that home, and aligning all that stuff, because again, we haven't really done this yet, but the next logical step is to turn this into the landing zone only for mail, bills, things that need to be actioned on, so that this becomes the place we action those things.
Right.
So yeah, anyway, I think good job. You did. That was all on you. I did nothing to help with that.
No, I did not.
Yeah, but you did a great job. All right, the other thing is, because this came up a lot back in week 11, is we felt very constrained about how we were using our kitchen space where we are right now, because we had a toddler who, then a 1-year-old who is now 18 months. And so we've recently installed a baby gate on the doorway to this kitchen. And so in theory, by which I mean I do this and I ask you to do it, and we're working on that, like consistency.
Right.
But like this is a no toddler zone.
Right.
So like all the sharp things can go back in the drawers and don't have to be like oddly placed with the glasses.
Right.
And the office stuff, like the fragile electronics, can be placed on this surface because there's no children pulling them down.
Right.
So we got to keep our child on the other side of this gate.
Yeah.
Did you like to say anything in your defense, or do you just want to like let that?
Yes, the problem is that every time I close that gate, he hears the click of it, no matter how quietly
it's like
I do it, and he's like,
response.
and he comes running over and
like, why are you on the other
fusses
side of
at
this
me
gate? I
for
want to be
like,
on the same side of the gate as you.
Yeah. And then I pick him up and I bring him over the gate, and then he's on the inside.
Right.
And now he likes to go up to our little pantry cabinet and say key, which means cookie, because he wants a vanilla wafer. So
because not only will you bring him over the gate, you'll give him a cookie after you do so. And then it's like, shockingly, he keeps coming back when he hears the click. He's like, oh, it's time for my cookie. Mom, it's cookie time. You close the gate. This is when I get the cookies.
It's a disaster.
It's a total disaster. But if we can keep him on the other side of this gate, I think there's several things you and I have talked about that we could do in this kitchen to make better use of the space.
I just want to let you know that I'm about to sneeze.
Should I mute everything?
Yeah, maybe.
It takes a lot of button pushing. Hold on. Now they're back, and now they're back. All right.
That's probably gonna happen again.
Yeah. I can't.
Yes, it's gonna happen again.
I'm gonna have to teach you how to do this. I can't do this fast. That one went out over the air.
All right. Well.
Also, I need to turn this off because I'm just eating up bandwidth on cameras I'm not even using because they're like layered.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So now let's end on a high note. Let's motivational speech. What is our vision this week? Our goal in this tidiness category. What are we going to accomplish? Tell the listeners at home. Right there.
We're going to be better than we have been. That's our goal.
Can you be more specific?
So we're going to tackle, well, more Marcus than me, we're going to tackle the basement because we recognize that is currently a limiting factor. Right, Marcus? You see the hand pouring himself a glass of wine.
I'm still
our very fancy bottle.
They can't see the bottle.
I know. Well, that's what I'm saying. Very fancy.
Yeah.
So we are going to tackle the basement because you cannot even get down to the bottom. We actually also have to tackle it because National Grid really wants to come. We are like past due for our gas meter to be checked, and they keep trying to schedule an appointment.
And I'm not letting anybody in that basement.
Hang up on them because they can't get there. They can't get to where they need to go.
I'm just not willing to let them.
So we're going to focus on that. We're going to do some like pulling stuff out because I think there's a lot of stuff down since we moved a year and a half ago and we didn't purge that time. I think there are a lot of things that either by like our children have aged out or like we realize we have 7 things for a pool that we don't own. So we're going to try and like purge some things so that we have more space down there because for instance, like right now I want to put the Halloween decorations away, but I never go in the basement, so I have to wait for you, so I have to have a place to put them, and then you have to go do it, or, you know, your endless collection of glass jars that you like to...
Yeah. Well, use them for, like, storing, like, you know, like...
Yeah, it seems like...
There's one that has, like, a lot of, like, bolts and nuts that are, like, go to a crib or something, like...
Right.
So those things don't get lost.
Right.
It's like, this is where all the...
Yeah. Like every
hardware.
Pickle jar and every salsa jar.
They're good containers. They're good sturdy construction. It's like I hate to. Let's be real. This is our real. This is real talk. You and I agreed to keep 3 boxes that like some random knickknack came in because we're like, these are really nice cardboard boxes. That's how I feel about jars. Now, we're going to have to at some point get rid of those boxes, unless we find some use for them.
Yeah.
But they're just really sturdy, well-constructed boxes.
Right.
I'm going to get one. Because people won't understand what we're saying.
But instead, every glass jar of food items that I get
Not every, just the big
comes
ones.
back. Why is there words on the screen? What does that mean?
This is a perfect opportunity.
What are the words up there mean?
It's letting us know that we keep moving around in a way that it can't focus on us.
Okay.
Particularly when I do this, it gets mad because then it's trying to focus on you, and it's like, you're out of focus, dude. And
Well, I
like,
can sit up straight, but then you can't see me there.
Yeah, no, you should have sat the way you were, and I have to match you on distance.
Yeah.
We're both gonna do the lean in pose. This is gonna be our thing. Right, no, because that looks better. But look, if you stay right where you are and I do this, see how I get fuzzy? Actually, both of us. That's why it gets mad. It's like we don't know. I don't know who to focus.
This is product placement today.
That's right. Yeah, honestly, it's a good piece of gear. You want to tell the listeners?
High Camp Flasks. Cheers to adventure. Let me tell you something.
Now we're gonna switch. Watch this. This is the cool move. And you do this.
Ooh, look at that. That's
well, hold on.
lay down. Is that?
Oh no! Oh no! Yeah. No. I that's what I did. I forgot I did that. So I turned it all around so that we could look at it.
Got it.
And it's because that camera's upside down.
So this is a really...
The angle's bad. This is because you told me I couldn't put the third light in because you already have good overhead light. But I would have had that camera mounted so it's top down.
This is like a very sturdy, thick box.
Yeah, with a magnetic...
With a magnetic close on it. And it's got a beautiful inscription inside. It says, "Crafting a drinking experience worthy of your adventure."
Yeah. Here.
And so,
yeah, look.
You're so excited about this.
Yeah, look. So tell the folks at home what this is all about.
So this is the High Camp Flask.
No, I mean, why do we have
Oh my gosh, well let me get there.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. You go ahead.
All right, so this, well, you're giving away the good stuff.
Okay, I'll just let you do it. You have a vision, clearly. We rehearsed this.
So for those of you on Instagram, this is a copper flask that holds an entire bottle of wine or numerous cocktails of your choice. The cool thing is that magnetically, there are two glasses that go with it. And then this beautiful little nozzle. Like, gosh, it's just so, like, sexy. No. And it's like, and so, I mean, you could drink from it like that, but you're supposed to pour it in these little glasses, and it keeps, there's no, like, metal taste to it. It's like it's just a really beautiful piece of gear. I got this because it was our 7th wedding anniversary this year. Look and check. Thank you. And so Marcus is really big on doing the, what is the gift that corresponds with that year. So basically he wants me to hold on till 50 when I get diamonds again. So this is, and I will say this. So first, a lot of people stop doing the yearly wedding gift, I found out, on your 7th year because a lot of husbands make the mistake of getting a copper pan for their wife.
Yeah.
Because like copper.
Let me move this camera so I can make a face at the camera. Hold on. Oh, that's never mind. You just keep
so they're like, oh, copper. like this makes sense. And then wives are really mad about it, so I've heard. So, but anyway, and it comes with this really great little like sleeve that like cleans it. It's just great. But anyway, so this box is a fantastic box. I have no idea what we're gonna put in it, but it's like just so beautiful. I can't bear to let it go. So here, I'll show you all here too. It's awesome. And I love our impromptu product placement. So, but it's a great thing. You should check it out.
Yeah, High Camp Flask. This is the Firelight 750 version.
I didn't know there was more than one version.
Oh yeah, they have a whole line of good stuff.
So
highcampflasks.com.
Yeah, right? So check it out, and then you too can have a box that you refuse to get rid of that sits in your basement.
And just to be clear, they are not a sponsor of this show. So this is just a genuine endorsement, but we would welcome their sponsorship. We wouldn't mind at all. If High Camp Flasks wants to cover the costs of running a podcast, because
we did actually, and we use it. Swell. We love it so we live not too far from the beach. So when we have like a beach lunch date from time to time, we take it out with us and make a cocktail, and it's delightful. So check it out. But boxes. So
how do we get on this? Oh yeah, because you were criticizing me for jars, and I'm like, you're part of the problem.
Yeah,
it's not just me.
Yeah, but like pickle jars, like we eat pickles. We literally go through a jar a week of pickles. I don't know if that's weird, but we do. And so, like, we get 52 glass jars. Now multiply that by how many things of olives we eat. Like, some of these jars don't even make sense. Think about it like a tiny little, like, you know, is it Mantilla olive? What are the green one with the red pimento is?
Manzella. Or
Okay.
something like that.
Anyway, so, like, that's like a tiny little jar. Like, what do you... I don't know.
Yeah.
There's a couple jars are great. I have no idea how many are down in the basement. We will find out starting tomorrow.
That's right.
We're actually...
We're going to inventory them.
We will do a special.
We didn't even get that far.
On how many jars.
What we're going to do this week, yeah, we're going to pull up all of the basement stuff.
No, I said, so we think there's a bunch of stuff out there, down there, that you need to pull up, so I can go through and say, yeah, we don't need these things. And I don't ever get through the whole basement in 2 days. One, because I have a job, so I'm also, like, I have to work, and we're going to be...
Funny you should mention that, because the other thing I was listening, going back to our old content, is then our first live stream ever, which was on Facebook Live, which, by the way... Well, never mind. Tangent. I'm going to sidestep. We had a conversation like 3 months into season 1 about how, like, hey, when are you going to take leave so that you can help me clean the basement?
So I'm taking a 3 hours leave on Tuesday.
So we're taking a positive step, a lesson learned.
It coincides with my boss being out of town, so I'm like, well, I'm taking leave, but I got to be on call. Just in case something happens and someone needs me. So yeah. Little baby steps.
Yeah. Okay, good. So some other things from our loose end and action tracker, LEAT trademark. I have trademarked that. So our season 1 LEAT is
it's like heat.
So let's just review some of our principles we'd agreed on last season and tell me if we're going to need to update any of these. Your vision for tidiness is everything has a home. And everything is in its home at the beginning and end of every day.
Yes.
But we also said 8 months ago, we need to manage our own expectations. Things take longer to get where you want to be than...
Look how we're so prescient. We're so...
Yeah, prescient. Yeah. We also talked about, in our week 11 episode, about tagging and labeling things. And some things just for lessons learned, but I have started tagging some of like our bins and that. So I think as we go through this tomorrow, I'm gonna have the tags ready to go. We're gonna start tagging the labeling containers and whatnot.
Awesome.
The other thing we also have made some progress in our living room and the children's room.
Yeah.
We have not tackled our master bedroom and our closet, but we've that might be our next sort of concise project, is like, let's tackle that. Like, it's a bite-sized piece,
so that we can eventually put a Peloton up there.
See, I keep trying to make things like, we agree that we're gonna make it focus, and you're like adding on new stuff. But yeah,
that was definitely a theme from last time too.
Peloton?
No, that I keep adding on new stuff.
Yeah, you're always layering on new stuff. This is the whole... See, part of this is just me documenting all this, so I can be like, this isn't just my own deja vu. Like, you definitely said this. Let me play the clip for you. I love it. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Gotcha.
You're like Joan Calamezzo.
Yeah. Man, gosh. Oh, we gotta set up like, we gotta arrange things so we have like a...
Like we can push the button. And
yeah. Okay, good. Anything else you want to say about our plan for the week?
Nope. I'm excited. We're going to make progress, because otherwise I'm afraid you're going to give up on it. So, come hell or high water.
Yeah.
I'm throwing stuff out on Tuesday.
And so let's end where we started. We're not going to live stream the behind the scenes day in the life stuff on YouTube. It's not going to be long form, but we are, as part of our like holding ourselves accountable, but in a less tedious, less exhaustive kind of way.
Yeah.
We're going to have a daily check-in that we will share with our Instagram followers. So people who are more into the polished, packaged, here's like an agenda that we stuck to, that stuff will continue to live on YouTube. The like, how did our day go? Here's some shots of like our beautiful pantry.
Yeah.
That stuff will be on Instagram.
Okay.
We're going to try that out and see how it goes.
Love it.
Okay. Well, thank you for joining me.
You're
sorry
welcome.
I interrupted your slumber.
Now I'm wide awake.
Oh, you want to keep going? All right, now let's wrap it up. And then for anybody who wants to follow along, we'll see you tomorrow. I don't know what it's going to be.
See you tomorrow.
Morning, midday, or afternoon, or evening, but we'll...
It's all a surprise.
Just keep an eye on your phone for notifications that we're going live.
That's right.
Doing it live.
People are like, just check.
I can't wait to see how their basement looks.
I wonder how Kristen and Marcus's organizing
I'm gonna
is
do?
going.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to figure out how to do a time-lapse thing with my camera. I'm going to do a time-lapse of...
I can't believe you're going to actually show people what it looks like down there. It looks...
No, it's going to be like our living... Like, bringing up boxes.
Oh, I was going to say, it's like a hoarder's...
Yeah.
A hoarder's room downstairs.
Yeah,
so.
I'm not going to show anybody that.
Yeah.
Until it's done.
You don't want
It's
people
beautiful.
to know. Yeah.
Then I'll show
like,
it.
look at us.
It's like it's a before and after, but no before. Yeah. It's just like...
Yeah.
All right, great. Well, thanks, everybody.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.